After a year hiatus, it's finally here. The college basketball March Madness brackets are back. Last year, of course, the tournament was canceled, so I made a NFL draft game spreadsheet for the first time to try to compensate for the loss of not being able to do basketball brackets, but it just wasn't the same. Although I did update the game for 2021. If you want to play the NFL draft game spreadsheet, but this year we do get March Madness back. It's going to be awesome. It's a little different this year. All the games will be played in Indiana, with most in Indianapolis, as opposed to all over the country. And the schedule has also been changed. Typically, you'd have the first four would start on like Tuesday and Wednesday night, and then the first round's played Thursday and Friday. But this year, the first four starts on Thursday night, and then the first round is Friday and Saturday. The second round is now Sunday and Monday, and so on. So once again this year, I will be using what I consider to be the best March Madness brackets in Excel, which were created by David Tyler, and you can find them at his website, whistleblows.com. I'll put a link also in the description. So these are all the years I've been doing March Madness brackets. These are by far the best spreadsheet templates. I make a lot of other sports templates, but there's no reason to make one for March Madness because this one is, I think, pretty much perfect the way it is. No real need to change or add anything. In fact, it's even set up to handle 128 teams, even though there's only 68 teams in the tournament right now. If it ever expands, the bracket's already set up to handle that. And you know what I've said countless times before that you can learn a lot by looking at templates made by other people. And this is a good example of that. So I'm going to download this bracket and show you about the first 5 things I do to examine somebody else's spreadsheet to see what I can learn. So again, I'll provide the link to the website if you want to download the bracket, men's or women's. It'll take you to box.com, and you just click download. So I've downloaded the spreadsheet here. It's the first time I'm pulling it up. Make sure you enable editing and enable macros, because there's a lot of macros used in here. So the first thing you notice is what I like about this is it's very clean look, very easy for a new person to understand that's never seen this before. It has instructions here, and then you have the bracket here. So the very first thing I do when I'm examining somebody else's spreadsheet is look for anything that's hidden. So first, hidden sheets, right click and say unhide. So now you'll see there's a couple sheets here that have been hidden. And again, the reason you hide these is to make it, nice, look nice. So I'll just go to unhide and just unhide all these sheets and kind of look to see what's on them. So you can see here, this is kind of like what I was just saying. It's set up to do 128 teams. This is how it's set up. And other information. The next thing I'll do too, besides unhiding any sheets, are see if there's any columns or rows that are unhidden. So here it looks like everything is showing. Over here, yep, there's nothing. So it looks like there's not really any. Over here we have some hidden ones. Let's unhide those, see what's over there. Looks like this is protected maybe. Unprotect that, unhide it. Okay, I guess they're not hidden, they're just like really small. But it doesn't look like there's any information there. Okay, so that's the first thing is find any hidden data. Next thing I'll do is check any named ranges. So you go to formulas, name manager, and here we have the list of named ranges. So there's quite a lot of them, what their values are, where they refer to. And there's some, what I like about David Sheets is he tries to explain a lot of things. He has lots of good comments. Things are named so that you can understand what they are. They're not just random variable names or things like that. So then another thing I'll do, check conditional formatting. Go to conditional formatting, manage rules. this worksheet to see what the different rules are. So here's one, the formula in here applies to the instruction sheet. You may have to unprotect it. So we go to this worksheet, so with a bracket sheet, so you'll see things will turn red. I'll show you that in a second. So there's a lot of conditional formatting on this sheet. So here, you click the names. This is what I love about this bracket. It's so easy to use. You just click the teams to advance them. It uses macros to advance them if you want to change your pick. So everything's really automated, tells you exactly what to expect. So you'll hear some conditional formatting where it changes the colors. All right, so that's the third thing. Next is looking at formulas. So there's an easy way to do that. Let's go back to the bracket map. So one thing you can do is you just click on the cells. But another thing to do is you go to formulas, go to show formulas. Here we go. So here, let me click on these. So this is referring to one of those named ranges here. There's a formula. So there's a big long formula there. So yeah, you go to show formulas and you can easily see what those are, and then you can dissect some of these and figure out what they do. A lot of index functions, match, indirect, if-then statements. And the fifth and final thing they'll do then is go look through the macros. So go view macros. I'll see initial setup. And again, David has this set up really well because he has lots of comments in here that are telling you exactly what the code does. All the variables are nicely arranged, so the code just looks really nice and organized. So yeah, he's telling you like this is a data check to make sure all the winners have been selected and the tiebreaker is filled in. So you can go through and dissect those, and maybe you can see little tricks in here. Like if you've never used a select case before, here's an example of that, and here's an if-then statement for each loop, and so on. So those are just 5 things I do when I'm looking at somebody else's spreadsheet template, and to try to to see if there's any new tricks or techniques I can learn in my own templates. So once again, these are David Tyler's brackets. There's actually 2 files to download. This is just the bracket file. There's also a bracket manager, which is really cool, really easy to manage your work pool to do March Madness. And so again, I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, I'd love to know what tips or what things do you do when you look at somebody's template. Like, if you have ever opened one of my sports templates, what do you notice right away? Thanks for watching.